Is this the safest CCR project in 2025? Or is this just another overpriced track? Skye at Holland is going to launch in District 10. So in this video, I'm going to break down the numbers, the safe entry price, and why buyers in this area that bought previously are smiling today. So in this video today, I'm going to cover 5 main points. First will be how CCR prices are comparing to RCR prices today, the developer's land bid price, as well as my take on that. Third will be the price support in this area, as well as the rental support. And last but not least, I will go through what the exit strategies are for this project. So stick around to the end of the video because I'll be sharing 3 cons you must know before deciding. So what I want to share with everyone is actually what the CCR and RCR gap is today. We're talking about 15.1%. But more importantly, what does that actually mean to consumers? So typically for myself, how I advise my clients is that if you're talking about RCR in terms of averaging about 2007, 2008 plus per square foot, all the way to CCR pricing averaging about 3001 per square foot, that would actually be a safe band that I recommend my clients to look at in terms of if you're looking for a CCR project. Why? Because if 3118 per square foot is the average, it means that there are a lot of projects that are pricing above 3118 per square foot. So to me, anything between your 2007, 2008 all the way to 3001 is actually a safe band to look at in today's market. So the second point that we're actually looking at is the low land bid price of 1285 PPR. Okay, so Skye at Holland land bid was bought at this price. If you're talking about other already launched condos, we're talking about Nava Grove, RCR, land bought at 1233 per square foot PPR, Elta bought 1250 per square foot Ori, RCR bought at 1360 per square foot. Okay, so upcoming, there will be launches next year as well. Projects that we're referring to, Bayshore, 1388 per square foot PPR. And mind you, this is an OCR project. Upcoming Holland Link in the RCR region, 1432 per square foot. Dunnan Road, CCR 1410 per square foot PPR. And we have our Chuan Grove, 1376 per square foot PPR. So moving forward, what can we actually deduce from this? Essentially, Skye at Holland's per square foot land bid price was actually low moving as compared to all the other projects moving forward. This is how it actually looks like. So Skye at Holland, here 1285 per square foot PPR. The rest of the projects, you're talking about 1004 plus, 1003 plus, 1004 plus, 1003 plus, 1004 plus. The reason is because this land was actually awarded in 2024. So essentially, this was last year's land price. So moving forward, all the launches that's going to happen next year the land was actually bought in 2025. So moving forward, bought in 2025, they will be launching in 2026. Why is this important? Because you realize when we look at all these prices moving forward, in relation to them, our price at Skye at Holland actually seems very cheap. So the thing about it is that, so at 1285 per square foot PPR, essentially Skye at Holland's price is going to be one of the lowest CCR land bids. Okay, but does it mean that developer will sell everything the cheapest? Doesn't mean that. It just means that the developer actually has buffer, so they don't necessarily need to launch at crazy prices. So as long as we can enter a safe buffer, I would say at a safe band price, to me, essentially that's safe. Second, the other thing you also want to take note is essentially we are coming in at a safe entry price compared to even OCR and RCR pricing. So next up will be price support. So one of the condos that we are comparing with is One Holland Village residences. Why? It is literally next to Skye at Holland. So for One Holland Village, buyers paid already 2007 all the way to 3004. After this, we'll actually look at the figures. Previously, when One Holland Village was actually launching, a lot of clients told me, wow, that's so high already. Some of them hesitated, some of them actually went ahead. Fast forward to today, the ones that waited are still waiting. So in terms of One Holland Village residences pricing, if you look at their PSF, it's ranging from about 2007 all the way to 3003 per square foot. So to me, if you're just like what I mentioned previously, if you're talking about 2007, 2008 all the way to 3001, 3001-ish, that is actually a safe price band Because first, we are protected by OHV's pricing. Second, if we are looking at Hill on Holland's pricing, in terms of per square foot, they have already transacted at 2006 to 2009 per square foot. So that's nearby us. Further down the road, we have Promenade Peak. So this is actually a RCR project. However, it's also a recent launch. In terms of pricing wise, they have already transacted 2008 all the way to 3,400 plus per square foot. So in terms of per square foot, to me, relatively safe as long as we can get a unit within the safe band. So what I always say is really not about timing the market perfectly. It's about entering the market at a safe price band. Then letting the market do the work for you, all right? So for Skye at Holland, essentially to me, the sweet spots are, let's say, a 3-bedroom going at 915 square feet. It around 2.6, 2.7 mil, no-brainer, because if you're talking about One Holland Village, your 3 bedrooms are ranging from 2.5 mil upwards. Anything at that 2.6, 2.7 mil, safe. In terms of 4 bedrooms at Skye Holland, anything under 4 mil, I would say it's also a very safe buy. Why? If you look at the 4 bedrooms at One Holland Village, you're talking about entry prices about 6 mil all the way to 11 mil. So at about that 4 mil, it'll be a sweet spot. Typically, if you can afford that 4 mil, you might want to stay in this area. If you want to go for a landed around this area, you want to get something bigger, your price range jumps all the way to 6, 7, 8, 9 mil upwards. So in terms of rentals, our comparison at One Holland Village residences, the rental rates, typically we're talking about averaging about $8 per square foot. So if you're talking about 2 bedrooms, essentially about $4,600 all the way to $5,000 in terms of rentals. Your 2+ studies, $5,008 to $5,009, 3 bedrooms to 4 bedrooms, $8,000 to $9,009. So rentals in this area are typically strong. So essentially, I've spoken to tenants who picked Holland Village, not because it's the cheapest, but because they want the lifestyle, cafes, MRT, and the exclusivity. That tells me demand is emotional, not just logical. And that emotional demand gives you holding power when you have a unit in this area. Last but not least, in terms of my own analysis, these will be your exit strategies. So 3 main exit strategies. One is that you're surrounded by $1 million HDBs. In terms of record pricing, there was just a recently there was a Clementi HDB that transacted at 1.459 mil. You're surrounded by your Gilmore area, your Queenstown area, where you're made up of a lot of 4 and 5 room flats that transact above $1 million. Second group of clients that could potentially want to buy from you are from the landed enclave. So I have a lot of clients that actually, if they're staying in the landed, they want their kids to actually stay around them as well. So we are surrounded by a lot of huge landed units. Typically, a lot of clients that I speak to, yes, some of them, their kids will buy the landed, but there will be a good number that they want the kids to buy condos around these areas because that's just a stepping stone for them. And last but not least, the Holland area is the lifestyle area that people want to buy into. It's always that aspiration, that dream. Hey, I want to stay in the Holland Village area. So these 3 main exit strategies give the buyers of Skye Holland a good fighting chance when they want to exit the units. So I mentioned quite a few pros so far. So now let's weigh it up honestly. In terms of your pros, you have your safe entry band around 2,008 all the way to 3,000 plus per square foot. To me, safe. In terms of land bid prices, we have a low land bid price as compared to all the other projects coming up. In terms of price support, we have price support from OHV, we have price support from Hill on Holland, we have price support from Promenade Peak. We have strong demand in this area because intrinsically there has always been strong demand here. And last but not least will be a multi-layers of exit strategy. So let's talk about the cons now. In this area, what we notice is a heavy 2-bedroom supply. So if you notice in a lot of condos around here, there are a lot of 2 bedrooms for sale. So that also means that if you are entering Skye Holland and you want to enter the 2-bedroom because of your budget or because of the certain size that you need, price is very important. So your walkaway price is very important. Second, you're not integrated like OHV, so you do not have that convenience appeal. So the cons will be some buyers would prefer a cheaper RCR option as compared to what we have here today. So yes, definitely go in with your eyes open. If you're looking for a unit here, my suggestion, if you can afford a 3 and 4 bedroom, no-brainer, go into it because there's strong intrinsic demand. So if you're buying here, focus on the 3 and 4 bedrooms. You have strong long-term and strong intrinsic demand in this area. So here's the bottom line. If you can buy anything between 2008 all the way to 3001, 3002 per square foot, to me, it's safe. It's a safe entry price to enter. If you can't, you might actually want to look at other options, or you might have to hold your property for a slightly longer time for the numbers to work. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss out on my next new launch review. And if you're looking at Skye at Holland specifically and you need help in terms of what kind of stacks you should be looking at in terms of your portfolio, what the numbers will look for in terms of your own portfolio, just let me know and I'll run through the numbers with you. So at the end of the day, buying a property is not just about pure numbers. It's about building a future you feel secure in. So Skye at Holland gives you that balance, strong fundamentals to fall back on, and a location for people to aspire to. So last but not least, this is the estimated price matrix. Of course, this is just an estimation as of now. This is not official. This is my guesstimate as to how much the different units might actually go up to in terms of the total quantum. So I'm just gonna leave this on for a few seconds. You can actually take a snapshot, or you can take a photo of this. So my verdict is yes, as long as you're sticking to a safe entry price, you're sticking to what really makes sense for your own portfolio. So in my next video, I'm going to be breaking down Penrith, the upcoming project after Skye at Holland, and whether it's worth waiting for instead of Skye. So make sure you subscribe and turn on the bell. See you!